I had a call today with an agency that I was thinking of hiring for my business that was a coaching-based program, but they sold me out of it because the salesman was just trained to be the salesiest person ever. Let me just give you some context as to what I wanted them to help with. I have a marketing company where we help the largest business owners online do all of their organic media. Since we're doing tens and tens of millions of views per month, we're now looking to do all of the conversions for all of the warm leads that we're getting, building all the back-end funnels and converting them into customers because we already have so much goodwill, built up reputation, and then I'm also taking on a lot of other clients and their objective is to make more money. A lot of the way that you sell online is by selling through direct communication that you can have in the DMs with different platforms. We're on YouTube and there's no way for us to directly talk to each other. If you're watching this video, we cannot have a private discussion. I would have to get you into an email list, onto something else. But if we were on Instagram, we could DM each other. If we were on LinkedIn, we could direct message each other. X, you get the deal. And so most sales actually happen in the DMs. And so I wanted to figure out what is the best funnel sequence? How can we nurture any lead that wants to be a customer to the highest degree and either set them to a sales call for someone on our clients' teams or downsell them on a direct offer or just figure out where they are and communicate with more people at scale, especially with a lot of AI automations that we can have now. And there was one person who did this really, really well. And he has a business around it, just DM setting, so direct message, like setting appointments and qualifying leads. I hopped on a call with their sales team, but there's this epidemic sales team that all they do is train to handle objection. I was already a ready buyer. I was just saying, hey dude, I would love to implement this in my business. We're getting tens of millions of views. I just want to fix the leaking gap that we have that I know you guys are actually fixing because you did it for me when I went into your sales journey. Because the way that I want to figure shit out is I just start to go through sales processes of other people. Because if you want to learn, just reverse engineer what they're doing. But I was thinking this would be great if you guys could come in and just train the team. We can all get a better understanding and this would be fantastic. But then I don't know who teaches this stuff. I just know that so many people teach high ticket sales. And this guy was in high ticket sales and he clearly was following some sort of guru on high ticket sales where he was just trying to handle any objection that I had. But I was already buyer. When I hopped on the call, I wanted to buy and then he started talking me out of it because he was such a fucking sleazy sales guy. He was opening the call the exact same way that every single salesperson tells you to. It's, oh, you have to make sure that they're admitting that they're doing something wrong. He just wasn't a very skilled salesman where he was talking about, okay, so you admit that these things are wrong in your business and these are what you want to fix. And he was just trying to get me to admit that we were doing something wrong. This is something that's very common in high ticket sales. And then he was just constantly trying to do all of the phrases and things that are taught in high ticket sales, which just threw me off. Not because it's bad what he was doing. I just wasn't into it. I was a ready buyer. I just wanted to get the information and just sign off on the deal. But he actually talked me out of it. And over an hour-long conversation of him continuously fucking trying to just back talk and fucking ask me all these random questions that were all, oh my God, we got a freaking wild goose chase over here. What is going on? We got the freaking gooselings just chilling out live on camera. And so I didn't buy his fucking program. I just don't like constant selling. And what do? I don't really sell people too hard because they already want to buy. And I understand that when you have a product where your main constraint is sales, you have to get more and more salesy. I just think that you need to know who you're selling to and adapt quickly. That is the fault that I was really upset with. And it was more so this guy who was just unskilled, in my opinion. Some people need to be hard sold to. You need to handle their objections. But if you have someone that's a ready buyer, you don't need to go through that entire sales process. You just need to say, okay, let's take the payment and then we're going to go over the onboarding and how this is going to be the best experience for you and how we're going to start to get set up. That was actually all they had to do. The moral of the story is you just need to know who you're selling to. Read the room quickly and adapt your selling technique. That's what I do instantly when I hop on the phone with somebody because we closed a client today. I closed a potential client today. I'm sending them contract when I get home. He called me and said, Josh, send me the paperwork. We're signing. I want to start yesterday. So that is done. The second person was just a referral from someone else and he started the call. Holy shit. I have heard the best things about you in the entire world. And so then he spent the first 5 minutes telling me all the great things he's heard about me because it was a referral from some guy that is just a friend of mine that I've provided a lot of value for, which is something that's super underrated. And two, because he knows all of my clients, or he doesn't know them, but he knows of them. And he's holy shit, the results are so good. I didn't know that you were the person behind this. Is that a person that I have to start ripping objection handlings on? The answer is unequivocally no. He's already a motivated buyer. He wants to buy. And then I started to qualify him and said, okay, I need to know more about your business before we can take you on. And then that's just a framing question to see if we're a good fit, because I actually only take on clients that are a good fit, as any business should. And then all I did was go over with him exactly step by step what we do, what the workflow looks like. And he just said, oh my God, I can't believe it. This is literally the best offer I've ever heard, because most of what I do is performance based, and I try and have the client have no money in the deal as quickly as possible. Let's say $15,000 per month retainer. It's how do we get you $15,000 of passive income that subsidizes this as quickly as possible, that can then have an engine of constant leads coming in for your business that generates hundreds of thousands of dollars per month. And that sounds crazy, but that's just what we do for all of the organic media for all of these businesses. The passive income from their front is on the sponsorship side. So we try and subsidize the entirety of the cost of the program, which I'm just throwing that number out there as an example. That is not the number. But then he said, okay, he basically has to get rid of a lot of the teams that he currently has. And I'm just not going to be pushy because I don't really care about a client right this second. Next week, I'll follow up with him if he does not already follow up with me. But someone who is that motivated, all I did was send him our scope of work, and then boom, another client closed. It's just the sales process is a longer duration of time because it is a high ticket price. There is other logistical issues that need to go into it. And then boom, that's just reading the room.